118, 114. We're up 1-0 in the season, guys. We can't be stopped, it feels like. Just kidding, we can be. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Welcome to Timberwolves Today. I'm Tyrus. Make sure we're dropping a follow, subscribe, whatever you want to call it. Liking the video, commenting your own thoughts. I look back at those, so let's go ahead and do that, Let's get right into it, though. We beat the Blazers. We did. Was it a pretty game? No. Was it a really fun game towards the end? Yes. Was there a lot of problems? Yes. Can those problems be solved pretty easily? Hopefully. Let's get right into kind of the stuff that I think are the most important parts of this recap. And I want to start by giving Jeremy Grant his flowers. I kind of forgot Jeremy Grant existed, I'll be honest. I forgot he was a guy who was going out and averaging about 22, 21 points a game. And now they're actually bringing him off the bench, which looks a little weird. Good for Kamara getting the starting nod there. Obviously, I mean, they don't overlap a ton, but they run a really weird lineup. The Blazers do. But no, Jeremy Grant had an incredible game. 10 for 14, 4 for 7 from 3, 5 for 6 from free throw, 29 points. He was a problem. He was a problem for us. Like, actually was causing many issues for Timberwolves. What else was there? The Blazers might be a very good defensive team, I think, and we felt that today. The Timberwolves turned the ball over a whopping 19 times, which we'll get into later in the video. Last thing we'll talk about today. And not only that, the Timberwolves shot pretty well. Shot 48% from the field and 50% from the three. We got to work on the free throws, though. 79%. Pretty unacceptable. Make your shots, kids. But the Blazers defensively were making us, like, they bottled up so many guys, forcing them to take bad shots. When you go and look at it, we took a lot of shots. We took 86 shots, made 42 of them, which is great, fine by me. But it felt like a lot of the shots were not really shots that we normally would love to take. But we're forced into them. And that was good on the Blazers for doing that to us, I liked what the Blazers were doing defensively pretty much the whole game. They had us right where they wanted us until the fourth quarter. The Timberwolves are a team who's played, according to the broadcast, we played in 46 clutch time games and lost 11 one-score games last year. So let's not do that again. Being a Minnesota fan of any sport isn't awesome. And when you have to deal with games like that, that makes it even harder. So let's stay away from those. Let's just win a couple more games. Luckily, this one won't fall into a one-score game because we won by 4, but it will fall into the clutch time games. So we're 1-0 in clutch time games. Maybe that's something to pay attention to, I guess. I'm not going to bash Chris Finch for his coaching today. I thought he did a very good job. When guys weren't playing well, guess what he did? He didn't play them. Dante was a serious problem, a liability. 6 turnovers by him alone, making up, I'm no mathematician, but a third of our turnovers, basically. Not ideal. Now, that being said, Anthony Edwards had 4 and Jaden had 3 himself. Combined, they only had 1 more than Dante, but that's too many turnovers for guys who would be considered your first shooting option, maybe your third and fourth shooting option as well then. Not what you want to see from the starters by any means. I mean, the Shaden Sharp and Drew Holiday each had 4 apiece for the Blazers, and that's the most that any player there had. So we're right along with them. It was a sloppy game. First game of the year, you expect to be sloppy, but this is why you play the preseason, It's important to get this stuff out of the way, and it felt like we just got it all out of the way in the first game, and luckily we're playing the Blazers. We play the Lakers for game 2 of the season on Friday. So we have a lot to clean up in like a Thursday practice and a Friday morning practice before the game, before we play Luka and the Lakers. Now, the Lakers did lose their first game to the Warriors. It was a close game, expected, but I don't want to lose to Luka and the Lakers. They're going to be coming back for blood. We beat them in the playoffs. Luka has been there a little bit longer, I guess, technically, even though it's like his second game since we've eliminated him. Whatever. I don't want to lose to them, and I think we got a lot of the stuff that we need to out of the way in this game, so hopefully we don't see any of these problems start to arise. Other bright spots that I will just kind of highlight before we get into the other three things. Terrence Shannon Jr., great game. Welcome to the league, kid. 25 minutes for you, sir. 10 points, not your best shooting night, but I loved everything he was doing. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 10 points. Not many turnovers, fouled a little bit, but the refs were pretty trash today. I did not like them personally. A lot of ticky tack stuff that wasn't super awesome. Um, yeah, that's kind of it in terms of the stuff that I think was awesome. So let's get into the nitty gritty with the first topic. What is Dante's role going to be? We gave him the starting nod. Cool. Great. Happy for him. Apparently, he did something in the offseason to make the coaches feel like he was going to be a better starting option than Mike Conley. Now, is that because they're trying to force Conley into retirement? Possibly. Is it because Dante is actually a better point guard than him? Absolutely not, and one game proved that. Now, I don't believe in benching a guy because he had one bad game. There's 82 games in the year for a reason, you know? Like, he's going to have plenty of good games. He's going to have plenty of bad games. In the 11 games he started for us last year, he was actually better than when he came off the bench, which isn't a great, like, sample size, but it is something of notice. So I think he can come back from this, but it's how he bounces back. If he continues to lay these eggs, his role in Minnesota is going to be non-existent. When we first got him, he didn't really want to be here, you know? Like, he had just gotten all of his college buddies on the Knicks with him, and he got shipped off for Cat, which is, I mean, I'd be pretty bummed out if my 3 best friends in college all ended up on the same team as me, and we're like, we can't wait to play together. And then a business decision is made to ship you off to Minnesota, um, where you just don't really want to be. So I could see Dante being a traded guy at the deadline or sooner, just depending on what we need. I would rather see Bones Highland or Rob get those minutes. Rob didn't even play tonight. Bones played a little bit, 2 points. He jacked up a three, which was horrible. It was a fast break down the court, passed out to him on the wing, and he launched it. One of the worst shot attempts I've ever seen. I did not appreciate it. I would rather see Rob get into these games and play a little bit over just like letting Bones jack up shots like that ever again. Um, but Dante needs to figure it out sooner than later because we know Finch keeps guys on a tight rope. And if you aren't playing up to his standards, you're not going to get minutes. Now, when Dante started turning the ball over about 6 times this game, he did not play a whole lot more. He only played 20 minutes. The other starters, you ask? 39 for Ant, 32 for Rudy, 29 for Jaden, 37 for Randall. It's going to show. I mean, Nas played 20 minutes. By the time Dante was turning over the ball, we kind of just were like, all right, let's get Mike in there. 13 minutes for Mike. And then Ant kind of became the primary ball handler for a little bit when we had Terrence Shannon Jr. out there. At one point, we were running a lineup of like Bones Highland, Terrence Shannon Jr., Jalen Clark, Randall, and Nas. That was nightmare fuel. Like, that was a scary lineup out there. I mean, it was fun, and actually they were pretty quick, and it was a nice little small ball lineup. At one point, they kind of shuffled in someone else went out, and Jaden came in. That was pretty cool, too. I did like to see the game that Jaden was having. 18 points offensively. He seems to have gotten better, and he's not falling off anywhere on the defensive side. We're off topic now, but let's hop back onto the boat and follow things along. And let's talk about Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is good at basketball, plain and simple. 41 points tonight, 14 for 28. That's an even 50% shooting. 8 for 8 from free throw, 5 for 10 from 3. Like, what kind of game? Like, Ant, thank you. These are the type of games that he said he was going to start to have. And when we play the bad teams, yeah, the Blazers are probably going to be a bad team. All said and done, I expect them to be, at most, maybe a 35-win team. I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. Blazers fans, you can keep this as a receipt. I will own up to my receipts. But incredible game by Ant. Not close to a triple-double by any means. He wasn't a dealing out the assist by any means. But 7 rebounds as well. I'm pretty happy with that. 41 points is crazy in a first game. And to be clutch, like he hit so many clutch shots. He hit a clutch 3 to put us up, and then he hit the dagger to put us up 4, and that was like, okay, if they score, we're still up. Like this one's pretty much done. So it was really fun to see Ant not only be able to win a game, But to win the game in the way he did, like be the guy with the ball, we kind of seen him shy away from those moments in seasons past, and I don't think he's going to shy away from that anymore. In year 5 of his career, I think this is the year that he's like, I'm going to be the guy. No questions about it. I'm not leaving any question marks out there. So I'm really appreciating what I'm seeing from Ant. I'm very excited to see what he does in the Lakers game, and we will discuss that on what would be Friday's episode. So come back for Lakers talk on Friday. But until we do that, let's talk about. That's just not the right one. Let's talk about the turnovers. 19 turnovers is bad. How many times did the Blazers turn it over, you ask? 15. We're right there. Both teams played a little sloppy. It's the first game of the year. That can't continue, though. Better teams will beat you when you turn over the ball 19 times. Now, we were beating them on points off turnovers, luckily, but that's like I just said, good teams will not let you do that. They will capitalize on turnovers. We have to clean it up somewhere. Someone has to be the guy to be like, hey, when we're going down the court, don't rush a pass to me when my back's turned to you. Don't try to feed in a ball between me and a defender. Looking at you, Terrence Shannon Jr. to Rudy Gobert, it was one of the worst pass attempts I've seen. And I don't know if it's a practice thing, if they do these things in practice because it's your teammate and you're like, oh, I'm going to let him get it by so he knows what it looks like. It doesn't always work in the game the same way. So let's not do that. Simply put, let's not turn the ball over. You can figure it out. You make millions of dollars to shoot the basketball in a hoop and not turn the ball over. I know that sounds dumb. I know it sounds super easy, but we're a team who's sloppy with the ball, and it's why we've lost some tough games, and it's why we're in all of these tight games at the end of the day. It's not because of our shooting. It's not because of our defense. It's because of transition offense and how we handle the ball. If we don't handle the ball sloppily, we won't be in as tight of games. And I think that makes sense. So I don't think I'm crazy on that, but that's all I really have today. I'm really excited about this win, as you can tell. But until Friday's episode, we will break down, talk about the Lakers, and we probably won't get to talking about the Lakers game until Sunday. I'm out of town this weekend, but we will talk about the game. So come back for that episode. Very excited about the season. Game 2 is Friday. Cannot wait. Until then, take care. Make sure you're subscribed. Drop a like and a comment, and I will see you guys next time.